What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Somebody made a comment, and it was something to the nature of, are you for the streets or for the establishment? They were questioning what type of ex-felon I was. And I had to almost laugh to myself, like, what kind of ex-felon am I? Because I've made a few videos talking about crime being out of control in certain places, and I made mention about DC. And this is the thing about people who say things and you don't really think about the context of what they're saying, right? DC is in the state it's in because the leaders set it up that way. They purposely allow crime to get out of control so that they can implement a military state. And now you're talking about me as though I endorse a military state. I don't endorse a military state. That's why I'm somewhere where people can legally carry guns and bust heads. Because I don't want to be in a lockdown city where you got police controlling the population and basically stomping all over your constitutional rights. See, to that person who made that comment, they have no idea what I did when I was in prison. They have no idea I filed lawsuits and habeas corpuses back to back at every institution I was at to try to get my freedom. What type of criminal was I? I wasn't the kind of criminal that sat around playing dominoes and talking shit on the yard. I wasn't the type of criminal who spent my time in the day room watching BET and basketball all day. No, I spent my time in a law library trying to read and elevate myself to a higher consciousness so that I never put myself in that position ever again. I felt like an idiot, and the fact that I did what I did and harmed other people in the process and embarrassed my family, I want to make a change. So when I share these videos with you guys out here, and I talk about crime, and I talk about the fact that I don't support people who are just violating people, it's nothing to do with me wanting a police state. It's the fact that I'm trying to tell these guys out here, man, look, you guys are playing the short game. I'm trying to tell you there's a longer game out there. Because once you get locked up and you got to sit down for a decade, you're going to be thinking like, man, was it worth it? Was it really worth it to go and rob that jewelry store, to rob that Gucci store, to take that guy's Rolex? Nah, it wasn't worth it, man, when you're sitting up in there and you're an old ass man beating your meat, waiting for hope somebody to come get you a visit. See, I didn't get no visits in prison, man. I did all my time by myself, basically meeting new people in prison that could help elevate me. You have no idea who you're talking to, man. You think I want to have military in my city? No. That's why I'm in places where people care about the community. You act like these people didn't know this was going to come into play. They already had it in the books, man. They knew all they got to do is set up a situation and let it just take on its own identity. They're still committing white-collar crimes. They're still embezzling. They're still stealing money. They're still insider trading. But they ain't going to jail because they're not running around doing all the street shit. See, they know the street shit is gonna pertain to a certain demographic. I've been in the back of cop cars, man. I've seen the police slap the shit out of my homeboy right in front of me at the age of 15, and he told me, do you want to get slapped too? And then he dropped me off at booking and gave me that look like, shut your mouth. Don't tell me whether am I for the streets or for the establishment. Come on, man. You don't know me, man. I ain't never sat up in the police station talking or on the internet bragging about this or, trying to help these people solve crimes. That's you guys. I'm not the one posting on Instagram about all the shit going on the streets and bragging about it. I'm trying to save lives, man. So am I for the streets? Nah, man. Streets are shit. Streets are straight shit. Am I for the establishment? Hell nah. Am I about trying to be successful and do things and get money and network with other people so that we can live in a safe community and that we can have people protecting and policing the proper way? Hell yeah. You think I don't want to be able to say, hey man, call the police if you have a situation? I want my mom, I want my family, I want people around me to know that, yeah, they can count on somebody to show up if some shit happens. But I don't want them in a position where they have to even do that as long as they're in a great neighborhood. So to think that I'm endorsing the military coming in, martial law, man, I've read all about that shit. I've read in Behold the Pale Horse. I've read Silent Weapons for Quiet War. I've read the Bilderberg Society, the Trilateral Commission. I've read of how these people who are at the top, they don't care about the crime. They love chaos. They want to implement martial law so they can suspend the Constitution. I'm not stupid. That's why I'm trying to give y'all game. But you dummies keep talking shit about, oh, Big Herc, man, you sound like the police. I sound like the police? Why don't you say that to them dummies out here who are steadily dry snitching? Oh, I heard that you, back in the day, you used to sell how much weight, man? Whoa, okay, well, over a period of time, that means you got rid of how much? And yeah, sick the IRS on these dudes and other law enforcement investigating. I don't do dumb shit like that. You don't see me on my channel bragging about unsolved mysteries. I try to elevate young people, man, so that they can make better choices. And I don't want these guys, showing up to a prison and then have to spend the next decades trying to figure it out. You know how depressing it is to see a bus roll up and it's people that are just coming in and the lowest sentence a decade? Do you feel good about that, man? Are you one of those dudes who are happy to see people get locked up? I'm not. When I see young people, man, when I used to be in juvenile, I've been in juvenile hall, man, and I remember in juvenile hall, man, how bad it made my grandma feel, man. My mom was so embarrassed and so just emotionally messed up. And I still messed up after that. I still messed up. I just read a letter today my grandma wrote me, man, when I was in YA talking about, I hope you learned your lesson. I'm trying to help you guys learn lessons, man. But you got dummies out there that want to still talk shit and act like, oh, man, the streets, man, you shouldn't be. I don't want you guys going to prison. The prison industrial complex, that's what they love. They love opening up the gates and, man, let these dudes just feel like they can just get in and out of jail and go hard. Because they know when you keep going hard, the time is going to increase when they do crack your head. And then they can say, man, look, it's so out of control. Bring in the robots, bring in the drones, bring in the private police, bring in the military. They setting y'all up. You don't even see the long play. But you call me, oh, I'm for the establishment. You an idiot, man. You a straight idiot. I'm for the establishment. Man, I'm for saving lives out here, man. I'm for doing something positive. I'm for keeping young men out of prison, man. I was one of the few black guys who interacted with people outside of my race. You wanna endorse this shit? You wanna get in there and have all the divide and be, do you know what type of mentality is in prison? Oh, this guy's black. Nah, he's from New York. Oh, this guy, he's from Virginia. Oh, man, he's from Florida. Man, this shit's so segregated among our people, man. On top of people who don't look like you. Fortunately, I was able to network with Mexican, white, black, a bunch of different people. Shit is disgusting, man. Straight idiots out here. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully my message reaches the right people. Because like I said, prison is the most depressing place you ever want to be in life, man. BigHerc916, subscribe, share the channel. Visit BigHerc916.com to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt,
I didn't start off as a bad kid. Officially,
ID.
I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.